instantly basically hooked. You're going to sell them one product. They've already committed. You've got a 60 or 70% chance of being able to sell them either more now or more down the road. So it's always important to keep the upselling in the back of your mind if you don't do it at the time. But you always want to try and upsell. I always upsell. There's basically 7 effective ways and steps that you should take to try and do the upselling as you're going along with it. Number 1, first and foremost, with anything you're doing, whether it's upselling, I don't care what you're doing, know the products. Don't try and upsell something you know nothing about. We have got so many varieties and avenues of knowing that. We have you can go right into the store, into a product, get the product information. You should have already done your training. If you haven't, do it. Go back on and remind yourself of commonly questioned products. Go on and just refamiliarize yourself with them. Product Coach. I can't stress enough how many people need to use Product Coach. It answers some of the simplest questions as well as gives you just the main idea of what the product is and what it does. And a good thing about that is sometimes like people want to know if one of our products is gluten-free, if it has whey in it, whatever the case may be. I had a girl, for instance, that used the lip and eye. I knew, this was my biggest mistake, and this is why I say it's so important. I knew she was allergic to roses. I worked with her for like 12 years. She bought the lip and eye. Does anybody else know that it has rose oil in it? I didn't. And it made her lips blister. It made her eyes raw. She called me up and says, "What the hell have you sold me?" This is like I put acid on my face. I was like, I don't know, what is wrong with you? So I immediately started looking at the ingredients and found out it had rose oil in it. And here I have sold her something that's totally screwed her face up. So, you could do that to somebody. I felt awful. Luckily, she was my very good friend, so she didn't hate me forever. But it's important. Just make sure you know your products. Another thing is you want to limit your options. Don't overwhelm the poor people. Don't try and sell them everything we have. I mean, you want to try and bundle things to have bundles for that reason. And a lot of times I start with those. If I have somebody that says, I want to lose 20 to 30 pounds, I start with one of the bundles that has the shake and the greens and the wraps. What that does is it not only sells them more products, but it gives them more options to try our products at one time. They have the ability to try the shake, to try the wraps, to try, say, if the Fat Fighters are ThermoFit, depending on the pack, or even our keto packs that we have. They have that option rather than selling them one product and then going, well, I didn't really like it, so I don't think I like the rest of them. I don't think I want to try. So much easier if you can get them to buy that bundle and then say, okay, I like the ThermoFit, I like the shake, I didn't care for this, or I like the wraps, I didn't care for this. Okay, great. Well, then let's not go for the pack next month. Let's just get you what you want. So I think it's a huge benefit there. And then knowing what your customers want. Ask questions. Don't assume they have commented on my keto coffee. That's what they want to know about. That's all I'm going to tell them. Don't assume that's all it is. Get to know them. Get to know what they want. Get to ask questions. What are you trying to lose weight? Do you want to tone and tighten? Do you work out a lot? The ThermoFit would be great if you work out a lot. Are you a high carb eater and want to do the keto stuff? Well, the Fat Fighters might come in handy because you have a hard time curbing those in the evenings. Things like that. I mean, you want to make sure you know your people and what their wants and their needs are. It's very, very critical because, it'd be like me just walking up to somebody and saying, hey, you look a little chubby. You want some Fat Fighters? You don't know what they want. You have to ask. So.
Yeah, well, one of the things I like that you want to bundle is like hair, skin, and nails, for instance, is like a super easy sale. And that's what most people try to sell to start out with. And like, I was talking to someone else on our team and she was like, the perfect bundle would be like, suggest something in our skincare, because if someone is trying to get their hair to look nicer, 99% of the time, they probably want their skin to look good too. So kind of goes hand in hand too. So if you recommend, like if they want hair, skin, and nails, try to recommend like some other one of our skincare products?
Usually, if I do the hair, skin, and nails, I ask them if they have a skin regime that they're using. And if they tell me, yeah, they're happy with it, then I always go for the pill. Because 9 times out of 10, they're not using anything like that. And that's going to help so much with, obviously, with whatever else they're using in combination with that. So, yeah, definitely.
Sorry, I'm typing.
You want me just to carry on?
Yeah, you can just carry on.
Okay. And another thing is, don't be afraid of no. Everybody's going to tell you no. You're going to get no's. I don't care if you got people that it's your best friend and they're ordering 17 products from you and you try and offer them the new one. Somebody's going to tell you no. It doesn't matter. You've already got the sale. You've already got them. You've already sold them one product. It doesn't hurt to ask them if they want more. Big deal. Okay, fine. You don't want them? Cool. We'll send you what you want, and I'll check in with you in 30 days. We'll see where you're at. Maybe they'll need something at that point once they try it, and then you can switch up the product. But never be afraid of them telling you no. Big deal. It's better than them telling you no to begin with. So
I guess another thing also to think about. Sorry, I just chimed in.
No, go ahead.
Which I guess this kind of goes with upselling. I just wanted to add in. I'm not sure if it was in your notes because I didn't reread them, to be honest. Anyways, one of the biggest things is like when you make a post saying like, who wants to lose 20 pounds? I think a lot of us kind of judge people before we message them, like thinking maybe they may not be able to afford as much as maybe they'd be able to. Like, I feel like we prejudge a lot. And so one of the biggest things I do is I just come out right away and like, first I ask them what their goals are, because it may be to lose 20 pounds, but it may be to lose 50 pounds, or you know what I mean? And then after that, I ask, what is your budget? What is your monthly budget? I say monthly because I don't want like their budget as a whole, like what they want to spend within their full 3 months or so on. I say, what is your monthly budget? Because it's kind of surprising how many people say like, I can spend $150 a month. Or if you give them the opportunity to give you what they can spend, you'll end up being able to sell them a lot more than you just being like, well, we have Thermophyte. You know what I mean? So I think that's a way to kind of upsell in a sense. Anyways.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just like selling anything. You don't want to spend their money for them, but you don't want to give them the options. And I agree. That's one of my biggest things is I ask their goals and I ask their budget, especially when they say, well, these are my goals. How cheap can I do it? I get that too a lot. That'll be their comeback question. How cheap can I do this for? Well, what's your budget? You tell me what you want to spend.
Yeah, before you recommend being like, well, fat fighters are only this. Like, don't down it too much. Like, then, yeah, like even if they say something like that, because cheap to them could be like $50.
Exactly.
So you never know what their cheap could be.
Definitely.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
The only other two things I have is just don't overdo it. Don't be shoving shit in their face, basically. Well, you're wrong. I mean, don't contradict how they feel. Don't try and tell them what they think. Don't overdo it. Don't oversell it. You want to make sure you're offering it to them, but you don't want to oversell it and say, oh, well, this would do you so much better. You just have no clue. I mean, they don't have a clue. That's why they have you. So don't overdo it, but make sure you give them the information to help them feel comfortable with what they're buying. And then just be enthusiastic about it. You don't want to get on there and talk to them and go, oh yeah, our apps are really cool. I think you might like them. I guess try them out. I mean, you got to be excited. I mean, we've got people that try them. We got people that have lost tons of weight and have all this skin and they're going to put this on and I can send you pictures. They're amazing. I mean, you have to be excited. Don't be a downer on it because I'm not going to walk up to somebody in a store and buy something that they're going to go, oh yeah, I think it might be over there in the right-hand corner. I mean, okay, well, thanks. I'll be sure not to look you up next time I'm in the store, So just be excited about it. So I think as far as upselling, that's pretty much all I have. Just know your products, limit the options, bundle them together, know their needs, don't be afraid of no, just go for it, but don't overwhelm them and be excited.
I have something in my head, and then Jake and Creed just popped their head in here.
I saw you smile. They ruined it, didn't they?
They did. What else? There was something else. What else did I'm so
I was
forgetful.
talking about being excited. We were talking about not being pushy.
Yeah. To show your excitement, the voice messaging is what can really show that too, because typing it up doesn't always show your enthusiasm as much, but if you send like the voice memos on Messenger or even texting, you can send voice memos. I feel like those go a lot further than just typing something up.
I did that with the gal that I have in Salt Lake. Because of where I'm at, I can't call them like you guys can. You know, I don't have that ability as easily. Not everybody has an app I can call them on. So Messenger comes in handy for that. And a lot of people I have to explain how to use it because they've never used it before. But I'll send them a voice clip and they'll say, oh, well, can I talk to you about this? Or, you know, whatever. Well, I called her. She initially wanted wraps. I ended up selling her $150 worth of product by the time I got off the phone with her. So, you know, talk to them, definitely. It shows your excitement. And you have more options to go into detail with them without having to type them a book that they're not going to care about reading. So.
And like, for instance, if say people aren't responding to your voice memos or voice messages as much, just do whatever works the best for you. Like if you feel like typing it up works better for you, then do that. Just in my experience with my people, I've just found I can just share my excitement better when I'm voice messaging and stuff. So.
Definitely.
What?
Definitely.
Oh.
Do you want to unmute and see if anybody has any questions?
Yeah.
Comments?
This is just kind of a quick kind of a thing. Well, I guess if you have a question so that we're not all talking at once, you can probably unmute yourself easier, or if you want to add to it, versus me unmuting everyone at once, so it's not like a
free for all.
Free for all. So if you want to add to something or have a question, just feel free to unmute yourself. Or don't. It's fine. Either direction. I can unmute you also.
I think everyone's scared to like just jump in at once. But
probably.
Can we go over, okay, so I have my team. They're working it. They have the ones that are going after it. They have one customer right now. They're still within their first 30 days. But I think they're just trying to push forward and kind of finding like that they're hitting a wall with the next customer. How would you recommend like getting them past that point? Like I've sent them scripts, I've talked to them, see if they need help with anything and have any questions, and some of them are like no, and then I don't know.
One of the biggest things, let me find it in my phone, because I send my new distributors tasks when I sign them up. I send them like task 1, task 2, I send them tasks. And their third task is I have them pick like 10 to 20 close friends or family members, and I have them send a message. I can put it in the comments of this when I post it. But it says, hey, I'm so excited. I just started a new business to help make a little bit of extra money for our family. I'm wondering if you would be willing to do me a favor. I need reviews for my portfolio. You can try any product I have for 3 months, even change products each month, and take before and after pictures for my portfolio. You won't have to pay full price. I will give you my discount. Can I count on you for support? I had them send that, and I had one of my new distributors had got like 6 customers off of that message, sending it to people. I don't know if are they sending something like that to people that they are like close with?
Similar, I told them with their friends and family, start asking for favors, like how we talked about the chicken soup list.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had them start off, hey, can you do me a favor? And then wait for them to respond and then ask them to do that. Because even one of my distributors said that she was sending it all in one, like you just said, and they weren't responding. So I told her, just ask for the favor first and take it step by step. But I just feel like we've all kind of hit a wall right now and just trying to get past it. And I don't think they've started working on DTs. And I've seen teams doing to where they got their LCs and DTs. So how would you recommend new distributors without feeling overwhelmed to do that all at once?
I'm trying to think.
I know. Like, I see people and they're like, oh, they just started and they're executive. And I'm like, that means they have like, I don't know, 8 LCs and they get their DTs. So I don't know how they did that.
I guess I always encourage my new team members to start posting both, because like, for instance, like I said, one of my distributors, she got all of her 4 really fast, and then she started signing up distributors and then helped them get their 4. So, I mean, I don't feel like it would be totally, what, Mom?
I was just going to go along with what you said, is you've got to post about not only products, but the business opportunity. You have to put that out there so people are seeing that as well. It's not just about doing the products. And telling your story to why you joined. They need to see you as a person too.
Would you give them posts? Because I've given them tips on what to post. I haven't given them a post. I've been like, okay, post this. I've said, you can look at my page, Amber's page, Taylor's page. Here's in our group, here's pictures of what not to do, what you can do, and just give them a bunch of ideas.
I usually give them their first post, because their first post, I don't have them put that they've joined. That's their first post I do is the hair, skin, and nails one is the very first post I tell them to post, and all they post is anyone trying to grow their hair out? I'm looking for hair models. Comment below. No picture, no nothing. I have them post that, and I give them that to post. I actually give that to them, and then their next post is why they joined. I obviously don't give them that post, but I feel like I do usually give them a few posts to start out with, like posts that I've known has brought in customers to me, so that maybe that'll help them. Because I feel like a lot of new distributors, they have a hard time coming up with posts, or like copy and pasting isn't necessarily the best thing to do. And so I usually try to tell them, if you do find a post like from my page or something, to change it up a little bit.
Yeah. I tell them all that too. I just haven't given them a product post. I guess I could do that. I went live on our page today and told them you can get post ideas from the It Works for motivation, product info on what product you want to promote, so that you have some knowledge on it. Just not like, oh, we have this, do you want to try it,
Yeah. No, I feel like, I think you should go back through your page and kind of see like what posts brought in the most customers to you, or what products did you post about that brought in the most customers, and then maybe give them a post. What I do is I give them a post and then say, edit it though to where it sounds like you, like add in whatever emojis you normally use or whatever, and then I usually have them find their own picture though.
Okay.
But I usually try to give them posts so they feel more comfortable doing it. Because like I said, some people don't have no clue what to post, and then that's kind of their biggest drawback, is they don't know what to post about or how to create a post effectively. So maybe giving them posts might, give them more confidence and maybe help bring in those more customers.
Okay, because I will post this to my page, and we messaged about that, so they're gonna see this and get the ideas from this too. So
okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Bowen. Does anyone else want to unmute themselves and ask something or add to what we talked about? Really dark. No? Good. If you want, you can message something and then I can unmute you separately. If you don't want to all accidentally unmute yourselves at once. I unmuted you, Belle. You always have good things to add. I'm making you add something.
Okay. I was just writing down some of your guys' tips or points, and that's going to drive me crazy, the echo. I wrote down Sell Fit 30 because that is one of our bundles that has the most amount of products. So people are trying, I think 8 things come in the Fit 30. And then that's like 80 bonus volume, I believe. And so that's a good way to fill up volume. And that's a big order. And then people are getting to try a lot of stuff. So if you get that for them the first month, then the second month they can lower it if they want to. Or if they fall in love with everything, hopefully they keep ordering that for those 3 months, because that's a lot of volume and that's a lot of products. So they're bound to find something that they like in that, you know?
Even if you can get them on the Fit 30 and then say they complete their 3 months, maybe they really love even with just one product out of the Fit 30, try to get them to order beyond that. Because like one of the biggest things I do is to keep like with the retention is say they order something and once their 3 months is up, I usually say, I forgot I was going to add this earlier. I usually say if you order for another 3 months, you'll get 50 perk points added to your account plus what you're earning on your products. So that's a good way for extra added retention. Is that way if maybe you sell the Fit 30 and say they love the keto, what's in there? Is there keto coffee in it? No. Shake? I don't know. Is there keto coffee in it?
I think keto coffee's in it. Keto coffee, shake, cleanse, greens.
Okay. Say they fall in love with
finding gel wraps.
Yeah. Say they fall in love with the greens, then you can maybe get them to just order if they don't want to spend that much money. Get them to order that for the next however long you can get them to order. But yeah.
Would you
or if they fall in love with everything in the Fit 30, maybe they keep ordering that, and then you say, you know, how's your skincare? Do you want cleanser, or do you want to get the creamer to do like keto cocoa or things like that?
I think that's another big thing is with our customers. I'm so bad at losing my train of thought. Your current customers that are ordering, I think that's a big thing, is to message them and to try to get them to try other products. Don't just assume that they're loving the greens for those 3 months. Message them after their first month and be like, do you love the greens? How are you loving them? And then maybe you could add in, do you have a skincare regime? Are you interested in like some weight loss or other nutritional stuff? Or like try to upsell to your current customers that are ordering as well.
Another thing with that is even if they're on, like say doing the health side of it, not the skincare, if we have a promotion, send the promotions to all your loyals, no matter what they are. Send out those promotions. Let them know that they can get the BOGOs. Let them know they can get those things. I don't care what they order. I send my promotions, and I generally, if I have somebody that maybe ordered for 6 or 8 months and they quit ordering, I can send them a promotion. They start ordering again. And it could be totally to the other end of the spectrum of what they may have ordered initially.
But it will make them think about ordering again.
Yeah, you want to always kind of keep active in their mind, asking them how they're doing, asking what's going on. If they quit ordering, make sure you stay on top of it. If there's a big event in their life, you know, I saw you had your baby, congratulations. Or if they've gone on a big trip, or, I mean, you want to keep fresh in their minds too.
Yes.
Oh, and another thing on perk points, I want to point out, because a lot of people, if you've got customers that's got a lot of perk points, don't tell them they got the perk points till after their auto ship's gone through. That is one thing that is the best thing to remember. Let their auto ship say it's on the 15th, and say it's on a Wednesday. Now following weekend, or whenever you do your follow-up, say you follow up on Friday, then go in after their auto ship is processed and say, hey, guess what? I was just going through perk points. I found out you've got 60. You've got enough to get a free bottle of this or a free bottle of that, and only have to pay shipping. Everybody loves free stuff. But if you're going to tell them that prior to their auto ship, they're going to think, oh, well, I'll just get that and cancel my auto ship for the month. So wait till their auto ship processes to tell them about the perk points.
I like that. We have 10 minutes remaining.
Follow up. Make sure you're following up with them. Follow up when they're supposed to get their product. Make sure they've received it. Number 2, at 30 days, make sure they're happy with it. If they're not happy with it, find something they will be.
I think I was going to say that's a big thing is when a customer comes to you and say, I absolutely hated it. It did nothing for me. Instead of saying,
Exactly. Don't wait for the 3 months.
Yeah. Try to
Fix
get them
it.
onto something else.
Yeah. And then also remind them when they get their product, I need you to take pictures. I want I want you to give me your how you feel about it. I need your opinion on this. So keep that in the back of their mind. You've got your product. I'm going to be bugging you in 3 months because I want to know how well you like this. I really need some update on my portfolio and I need your opinion. Make them feel important, and what they're doing means something to you, because then them taking that or using that product is going to be more important because they're actually have not only their own end result, but they're doing it for you.
Well, we are asking them, like most of the time when we're messaging, we do say, you're doing this for my portfolio. And then if you never follow up to that.
Exactly. They're going to think, well, I guess it was no big deal. They didn't really care.
Mm-hmm. So, another big thing I was going to say, we're just snowballing onto everything, I guess.
That's okay.
The other thing is if it is something that it's like for a before and after, like say hair, skin, and nails, I usually say, okay, your order's placed. Can you send me your before picture within the next couple of days? So that you have a before picture, so that when, say, they message you in 3 months and say, it didn't work for me, and then they didn't take any pictures, you have nothing to compare to. So if you have that before picture, then after the 3 months, if they do, for instance, if they do say, I'm not liking it, it's not working, have them send the after picture, put it side by side for them, and then show it to them.
Well, and I also, I don't know if you guys can see it, it's pretty bright, but anyway, this is a list of people. I have got their names, the product they ordered, and when they ordered it. I write everybody down. So I can follow up with them when they're supposed to get it. I can follow up with them 30 days after they get it. And I go in and I update it as I call them. Okay, I call them they've received their product. Okay, 30 days from today, I'm going to message them again. That way I have something to refer back to, because if your messenger's like mine, it's a pain in the ass to scroll back and try and find who you're supposed to be talking to. So I know that everybody wants to do everything on their phone, on their computer, or whatever. Writing it down is so easy. Just write it down and make sure you're following up with them.
Yeah, I write it in my planner.
Yeah. So that, and I have customers that don't go in and do anything on their own. I sign them up, I change their product, I do whatever. I've got all kinds of, they've never touched their account. So I have to keep those in my notes in my phone. So when I'm out and about doing something, they message me and go, oh crap, my order ships next week. I need to change it, or I need to add this. I can go in and immediately do it and email them or message them that it's been done. So I do have those few that are kind of, they're computer handicapped, so they can't do a lot. So I have help.
Well, if we don't, I was going to say, Mark's going to go live any second.
Okay.
So we're not going to wrap this up.
I have his page up. He hasn't gone live yet.
Okay.
I've been watching it.
We'll post everything we've gone over today in the team page. I've got a list of everything, of all of the upselling tips and the retention and what to do and don't and all that stuff. So I'll post that in the team page so you guys have that if you want to refer back to it at any time.
Well, I'm going to post this video too, because I've been recording it, so you could post it even in the comments of the video.
Another really quick thing, I know this is like totally old school, but I don't care. I want to tell you guys this because there's so many of you that have, I know that you guys on here right now probably don't have full-time jobs. We have a lot of team members right now that do. And say they don't have time to do whatever, if it's training, if it's the product knowledge, if it's whatever. This book I have had for so long that it has got,
She does have a massive binder.
I do. It's got the old skincare bottles in it. It's so old. The old ugly white ones we had. Okay, this thing is ancient, but I took this to work with me. I carried it with me. I work out at the site, so I rode the bus. I read this. I've got all my product information of everything in here so I could learn. I also had this with me. So somebody at work said, you're doing it at work, so what is it? Well, what about the hair, skin, and nails? Well, what about this? I could whip my book open and say, here, read it. As I didn't have time. I got a lot of customers doing that, if your job allows it, obviously. But having that easily available to them and not saying, well, go to my website. Well, we can't get on it at work. So I'll wait till I get home. By the time they get home, they forget. it's just that helped me immensely in learning, as well as being able to show people what we have to offer. So just an idea to help people.
Good idea. I remember you making your big old binder, so.
I did. I loved it. It went everywhere with me.
Anyways, thank you for getting on. We're gonna try, well, I'm going to start, because it's my goal this month, is to start doing weekly Zooms. So it's gonna happen. I just gotta keep up with doing it. So thank you for getting on, and I will post this recording and in the team page in just a little bit.